Do you ever feel like your mind is a cluttered battlefield, overwhelmed with thoughts and decisions? Imagine mastering the art of thinking so clearly that every choice you make is precise and purposeful. In this video, we'll explore simple yet powerful tricks to train your brain, inspired by the legendary teachings of Miyamoto Musashi. Lesson 1. Engage in mental decluttering. Miyamoto Musashi once said, "Do not think about things that are not useful." This advice, which seems easy, is actually very wise about how to clear your mind. As a samurai must move slowly and carefully, so must you. Your thoughts must also be clear and focused. Constant worries, questions, and distractions in your mind keep you from fully experiencing the present moment and making good choices. Being aware is the first step in clearing out your mind. Look at your thought processes and figure out what junk you keep thinking about. Some examples are holding on to unhelpful memories of the past, worrying too much about the future, or letting social media and too much information take over your mind. Musashi taught that the first step in making a plan is to understand your surroundings. This includes your mind. The first step to mastering your mind space is to know what's in it. Writing in a diary is a good way to do this. By writing down your ideas, you can look at them more objectively and see how they affect other people. Making a place gives you a chance to figure out what's important and what's not. Does this thought serve me as you write? Does it fit with my needs and goals? Letting go of thoughts that aren't useful is similar to Musashi's teaching of simplicity, which means getting rid of things that don't help you reach your goal. Another strong way to clear your mind is to meditate. Focusing on your breath or a single spot of attention helps you get rid of thoughts that get in the way. This practice fits with Musashi's idea of remaining calm, even in the face of disturbance. A mind that is clear and calm is better able to think clearly and make decisions. So, set limits on things that will confuse you. Spend less time on things that fill your mind with useless knowledge. Whether you're doodling on social media or doing too many things at once, these habits make it harder to concentrate and clear your mind. Clearing out your mind isn't something you do once, you do it every day. Musashi tells us that deliberate practice and self-discipline are the keys to understanding. When you clear your mind, you make room for focus, creativity, and the clarity you need to deal with the difficulties of life. Lesson 2. Adopt the 2-minute pause rule. Miyamoto Musashi believed that being patient and taking careful action were very important. For example, he said, "The important thing in strategy is to stop the enemy from doing useful things, but let him do useless things." This idea shows us how important it is to think about what's going on before we act. The 2-minute pause rule is very helpful for clear thinking in today's world where people are often in a hurry and make mistakes. The 2-minute pause rule is easy to follow and can change everything. Take 2 minutes to think and pause when you need to make a choice, deal with a feeling, or be in a high-pressure situation. This break on purpose gives your feelings a chance to calm down and lets your rational mind take over. It helps you change the way you think from reactive to proactive, making sure that your actions are in line with your ideals and goals. Consider the following situation. You get an important email at work. Your first reaction might be protective or emotional, which could make things worse. Waiting 2 minutes gives you time to think about the tone of the email, what it's trying to say, and how to reply in the best way. This short delay can stop a fight that doesn't need to happen and lead to a better, more thoughtful answer. Being aware is also encouraged by the 2-minute pause rule. During those 2 minutes, pay attention to your breathing or picture what's going on in a bigger picture. Musashi said that when planning a strategy, you should look at the big picture. In the same way, this pause gives you a chance to take a step back and see things from a different angle. This helps you understand how a problem works instead of just responding to the things that make it happen. The 2-minute pause rule changes the way your brain works, so you can think clearly and strategically when you're under a lot of stress. Musashi's principle of restraint is shown by it. It teaches you that real power comes from acting with purpose and in a measured way. Lesson 3. Use the 5 whys technique. This method, called 5 whys, is one of the best ways to train your brain to think clearly. The main idea behind this method is to ask why 5 times to get to the bottom of any problem or situation. This plan is very similar to what Miyamoto Musashi taught, especially his advice to focus on getting to the heart of things instead of getting sidetracked by small problems. Do nothing that is useless, he said. With the 5 whys, you can block out distractions and focus on what's important. You can use this method in many areas of your life, from personal problems to work problems. Why are you running late? I thought it would take less time than it did. Were you wrong about how long it would take? I didn't plan for breaks that came up out of the blue. Why did you not think about interruptions? I didn't include extra time in my schedule. Why did you not plan for extra time? I had no idea how often these breaks happen. Why did you not see this? In the past, I haven't kept good track of my time. By the 5th why, you found the root cause. You don't keep track of time. Taking direct action against this, like using time management tools, is likely to stop delays in the future. Musashi's strategy is based on knowing your surroundings and changing to fit them. This way of thinking is shown by the 5 whys, which tell you to look at the bigger picture of a problem instead of just responding to its symptoms. The process involves taking off the layers to see what really needs to be fixed. This method also helps people become more humble and self-aware, which are important parts of Musashi's philosophy. Each why makes you think about yourself and your ideas, which helps you approach problems with an open mind. As you use the 5 whys, you'll notice that it not only makes you smarter, but it also makes you more likely to look for more information before making a choice. You can save time, energy, and effort by getting to the core. Each step will help you become more clear and confident. Lesson 4. Prioritize cognitive rest. Miyamoto Musashi taught that balance is important, and this idea also applies to mental clarity. He believed in the flow of life, which is how work and play interact with each other. His philosophy tells us that you can't just work hard all the time to get clear and sharp thinking. You also need to take time to rest and recharge. Prioritizing brain rest is important for staying focused, making better decisions, and clearing your mind. Giving your brain a break from constant action and stimulation is what cognitive rest means. Our thoughts are always busy with work, notifications, and other things that take our attention away in today's fast-paced world. This constant brain activity makes people tired, less productive, and unable to think clearly. This fits with Musashi's idea of emptiness, which means being open and ready. When your mind is empty, you can think clearly and gain new insights. This gives you the energy and perspective to face problems with new energy. Setting aside regular breaks during the day is a useful way to make brain rest a priority. Take a 5-minute break to disconnect and recover for every hour of hard work. Stretch, relax, or just sit quietly during this time. Even though they only last a moment, these quiet times can help you clear your mind and concentrate better when you get back to your work. Digital detox times are another good way to deal with this problem. There weren't as many distractions in Musashi's time, so people could concentrate better. These days, being connected all the time can be too much for the mind. By not checking your phone during work hours or not using a computer in the evenings, you can give your brain the time and space it needs to rest. Sleep is also very important for mental rest. The brain processes information, stores memories, and gets rid of waste while we sleep. Not getting enough sleep not only makes it harder to think clearly, but it also makes it harder to control your emotions and make decisions. Set a regular sleep plan and do something that calms you down before bed, like reading or writing in a gratitude journal. So, think about adding awareness or meditation to your daily life. These things help you slow down and concentrate by relaxing you and stopping your mind from racing. Musashi taught us that rest is not a sign of weakness, but a strategic need. When you give your mind cognitive rest, you make it sharp and strong, ready to face the difficulties of life with clarity and confidence. Lesson 5. Apply mental models. Miyamoto Musashi taught that understanding and being able to change are important parts of any plan. You must understand that there is more than one sword is one of his rules, and it's a great way to think about the tools we use to get through life. Mental models are like these tools when it comes to clear thinking. They give you a way to make sense of complicated situations, make better decisions, and move toward better results. Mental models show how things work in the real world. They help us keep track of what's important and organize the knowledge we have. For instance, Occam's razor says that when you have more than one hypothesis, you should choose the easiest one. First things first, great minds like Aristotle and Elon Musk push the idea of thinking that problems should be broken down into their most basic facts, and then solutions should be built from there. These models help make things clear, especially when life's problems seem too big to handle. Imagine you have to make a choice at work, like which job to work on first. You could find that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts using the 80-20th rule, which is also called the Pareto principle. This model tells you to focus on the most important jobs instead of doing a lot of different things. This will save you time and help you be more productive. Mental models like systems thinking are similar to what Musashi taught about seeing the whole instead of its parts. This model stresses how important it is to understand how different parts of a system are linked. It tells people not to deal with problems in a vacuum, but to think about how their choices might affect others. This way, answers won't cause new problems in the future. Inversion thinking is another useful model. What could make me fail is a better question to ask than, how can I succeed? This method changes the way you look at things, which lets you see possible problems and avoid them before they happen. This method, which stresses the value of planning ahead, is similar to Musashi's emphasis on being ready for every possible outcome. Start small when you want to use mental models in your life. Pick out a few models that help you understand your problems and use them to help you make decisions. They'll become second nature over time, which will help you approach problems with confidence and understanding. Adopting mental models not only improves your ability to think clearly, but it also helps you live up to Musashi's concept of strategic adaptability. You can handle any task with the accuracy of a master strategist if you have the right tools. Lesson 6. Visualize decision trees. Miyamoto Musashi's strategic theory put a lot of weight on being able to see ahead and guess what will happen before you do something. Think of what is beyond what you see. He told us, telling us to think about more than just the present. He wanted us to think about how our actions would affect people in the future as well. We need this knowledge to help us decide what to do. Visualizing decision trees is a powerful way to live by this theory. A decision tree is a simple but useful way to organize your options and the possible results of each one. This picture shows how people make decisions. Each branch shows a different option, and each leaf shows what might happen if that option is chosen. You can make decisions with more confidence and clarity if you write down your choices and think about what will happen if you choose each one. Let's say you're not sure what to do next in your job. If you're unhappy with your present job, you could stay there, try to get promoted, or switch careers completely. The choice tree helps you see what might happen if you take each path. As an example, sticking in your current job might give you stability, but not much room to grow. Trying to get a raise could make you more money, but it could also make you more stressed and make you work longer hours. It can be fun to take on new challenges when you switch businesses, but you also have to start over. You can see these choices side by side and decide which one fits your long-term goals and values the best by making a decision tree. This method fits nicely with what Musashi taught about strategy, like how he planned out different ways to win. A decision tree helps you plan your way to success. It makes you think about more than just the present moment and how each choice will affect things in the long run. What will happen in the long run because of the choices you make? How do they fit in with your bigger picture? Visualizing decision trees is also helpful because it gets rid of emotional bias. Whenever we act on our gut or our feelings, we don't always see the big picture. This tool helps you make smart choices by letting you see all the possible results from a different point of view. Getting rid of distractions and focused on what's most important is exactly what Musashi taught. It's not necessary to have complex tools to use decision trees in your thoughts. It only needs to be a piece of paper or a computer mind map. When you write down your choices, you have to slow down and really think about the choice you have to make. If you use this method regularly, you'll improve your ability to think clearly, make quick decisions, and handle life's challenges with more confidence and knowledge.